Hey guys, welcome back. Friends, let's continue our journey and let us try to understand today that how to read parameter and set the value of the beans. This topic is rather very simple, and in order to make it quick and in order to save some time, I have already coded this very simple form in here. In this particular form, we have an email address and a password and a submit button. So two fields, email address, password, submit button, and we would be submitting this form to a file submit.jsp, and the method of the form is post, and this is how the form looks. Moreover, we would also like to have one Java file which will set our properties, and these properties would be obviously email and password. So here is a very simple class. The name of the class is login, and we have these two properties, email and password, and we would be setting and getting the values using these setters and getters method. Obviously, we have generated these two methods by making use of IDE's option which is available in here. Source, generate, getters and setters. So we are all set. Let us code this submit.jsp file. So we will highlight web content folder, right click, navigate to new and JSP file. Name would be submit.jsp, and in this particular file we would be making use of JSP attribute use bean. Let's keep it as details, and the class would be beans.login. Let me save the program. If there is no error, then everything is good. And quickly let us also set the scope, and let us keep the scope as session. And by the way, session scope is most widely used. Alright, and finally we will set the values. Again, we would make use of set property attribute, and the property would be email and name would be details. Alright, so let us don't worry about password as if now. Let us directly print email first. So we will type in JSP get attribute, and the name of the property would be email and name would be details. Everything looks good. Let us also do the same for password. Obviously, for password, the value would be null as if now, and we would definitely check more things in couple of minutes. So in here we will update it as password, and in order to set this value email, we need to also pass value. Alright, and the value could be like chandsheikh@gmail.com, and in fact, as if now we are not making use of this login form anywhere, so we can directly execute the submit.jsp file, and even then our work would be done. Here we go. So our work is done. We are able to see the email in here. Let me quickly add one PR tag in here as well. Now in here we are reading the value, and this value is hard coded. In order to accept the value from the param, we need to simply pass the param. So in order to read the param, in place of value we would require yet another attribute which is name as param, and in here we would pass the name of the param, and in here the name of the param is email, right? So we will do this, and now if I execute the login.jsp file and provide my email and also the password, any dummy password in fact, and if now I click on login, here we go. So the email is being submitted successfully, password is null because we haven't coded it for, and everything looks perfect. Now we can do one more thing. in place of property, we can use a wildcard character star. As soon as we do this, JSP engine will automatically try to check the one-to-one correspondence, and if JSP finds the equivalent properties, for example email and password, then it will automatically set the values accordingly, and both the values would be set. So now we are not providing any property name as specific, rather we are making use of wildcard character star. So now if I execute, alright, we need to execute the other file, which is login.jsp. Let us get rid of all these. Alright, so let us execute this login.jsp. So I will type in my email and password would be something, and I would click on login, and there is some kind of issue. Let me check. So in this particular file, now we need not to pass param. Alright, and now let me execute the program. Oops, again I have executed a wrong file. So let me close these two tabs and let us execute the login.jsp. And now it works perfectly. So this is how we can handle and set the value of the bean easily by making use of param. By the way, in here we are not making use of any attribute. The only change we have made is we have provided this wildcard character in here. So this is how we can use these parameters, and we can also set the values automatically depending on the one-to-one correspondence, or we can also specify the param by making use of param attribute. So this is all about it, and I hope the lecture was easy to understand and you guys understood it. We will dig more into these beans and how to make use of beans under forms in the forthcoming lectures. Till then, keep coding and have a nice day.